All that glitters is not gold, Randy.
Haha.
NVIDIA this year now has outpaced the performance of gold,
Wow.
which is amazing. One of the best performing companies on the planet. Just finally, well, there was a time earlier in the year where it outpaced gold,
Yeah.
but now it's outpaced gold again.
Yeah.
And because gold came down and NVIDIA went straight up,
Yeah.
NVIDIA's up 57% year to date, and gold's up 53%. Not bad.
Yeah. Those are good numbers. Now, year to date, you know how I feel about year to date. It's like, why do we pick that number? Why do we pick that time? It's like pick a different time. Pick a year ago as a time. Pick why did we take year over year? Why couldn't it be year over 9 months ago? I mean, yeah. I mean, all these things mean almost nothing statistically.
Randy, your complaint is lodged, but it's not going to be acted upon by anybody. Please just accept that people look at year to date, and we do look at year over year in accounting reports.
Right.
Well, it's year to date because at the end of the year, we discard all our bad habits and we enter the new year promising to be good,
Yeah. Yeah.
dedicated to health and fitness and all that stuff. So this is why we do the same thing with stocks. All the stocks that disappointed us in 2024, we've forgotten about that.
Right. Right.
And now we start afresh on
If
January
I
1st.
if I was NVIDIA, I would put up a chart showing how great
Yeah.
they've done since April compared to gold. Yeah.
Well, this was Bloomberg. So if NVIDIA was doing it, it would look very different than this. Yes, good point. But I have that for you too, so that we can go back a
Oh, I
little bit
see.
further in time, courtesy of Charlie at Creative Planning. And what's amazing is 10 years ago, NVIDIA was just a mere $15 billion company.
15 billion.
And now it's 5 trillion. So if anybody wants an example of what can happen when AI takes control of your business, right? And you hitch a ride on the AI train,
Yeah.
here's Exhibit A.
Yeah. And people can spend just $2.99 and get permission to ride the AI train if they go to Kindle and buy a copy of AI Rising.
That's right. That's right. This is our book that we co-authored with many other very smart people, smarter than the two of us, Randy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said convincingly.
right. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
NVIDIA is the first $5 trillion company. What company will be the first to 10?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, about 2 months ago, I said specifically when they were heading towards five, that I thought Tesla would be the first $10 trillion company. And I'm still thinking that that's probably true, but NVIDIA, Microsoft certainly are on the way also. There's some other folks that could definitely, join the run. And then there's SpaceX.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of folks. AI, of course, OpenAI would be in that mix.
SpaceX to get to 10 million would have to be a rocket ship, though, wouldn't it?
10 trillion, you mean? Yeah.
10 trillion. Oh, sorry. Did I say 10
You
billion?
just had to say 10 billion. I know this power of 10 problem gets
Yeah.
seriouser and seriouser. I can't wait till we start talking in quadrillions
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
then quintillions.
and then quintillions.
Yep. Yeah. Who's going to be the first to the market cap of gold, which is currently 28 trillion?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, in that case, I think I can't see any other player other than Tesla, although Brian Wang would probably say it's going to be tight between Tesla and SpaceX.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with them. So let's continue with the NVIDIA theme, if you permit me for a minute.
You could.
So Jensen gave a pretty amazing presentation, GTC, I think it was in Washington. If people haven't seen this video, I would encourage everybody to watch it. It's really quite fascinating. And he's kind of a funny presenter.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's done this enough times now, I suppose. But this chart I think is really interesting in terms of the scaling of the number of transistors has continued apace, right? And it looks like a straight line here, but it's really exponential because it's a log scale there
Got it.
on the
Got
left.
it. Yeah.
But you can see that the power and the frequency and so on Moore's law hasn't really continued.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is, according to Jensen, they saw the need for GPU. This has been a 30-year thing in the making for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just turns out that GPUs are useful for many, many other things, and we'll talk about some of those things here today. But the message here is that they're just beginning. We are going to change every computer on the planet to an AI computer, essentially.
Right.
And what they call accelerated computing, right? We're going from CPU-based computers to CPU plus GPUs, accelerated computing. It's a platform shift in the computing world. Every single computing device will be replaced, including your phone, everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's trillions in spending just to do that. Okay. Now, in this presentation, he touched on AI, 6G, quantum models, enterprise, robotics, and factories. We'll just touch on some of these. But again, I can't do this presentation justice. It's really quite amazing to listen to.
Sure.
One of the things I thought was really interesting was partner with Nokia to build 6G AI native network. And apparently they can use the existing 5G infrastructure and essentially make it AI powered.
I see.
Now, I don't fully comprehend what that means in terms of applications. Like I'm sure it's going to enable some pretty amazing things in the world of telecommunications. Like not just faster speeds, right? But fundamentally something different.
Right.
Right. Pushing AI further out from the data center out more to the edge, where the edges of the network.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And maybe Phil Bissell can educate us on this opportunity. But that's interesting. So that's a whole nother avenue of spend.
Right.
If NVIDIA becomes the company that's doing this, and I'm sure there'll be others, but that's worth thinking about. So NVIDIA's market opportunity, is expanding all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Quantum computing.
Right.
This is a crazy area. It has all kinds of implications if we figure this out. But he's talking about combining CPU with GPU plus what they call a QPU, the quantum computer.
Mm.
And apparently the combination of all three actually is very, very powerful. The problem with quantum computing today is it's very unstable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And apparently pairing it with GPUs can make it much more stable, much more effective. Again, I'm just glossing over what Jensen said here.
Right. Right.
That's a really interesting component of the speech. But that's a whole nother area of opportunity that
and people that watch the channel regularly know that Brian Wang, of course, is an expert in quantum, deals with companies that are doing quantum, and we've talked about quantum a lot on my channel. The instability, of course, is in giving only like 90% right answers. And, then you get to 95%, it's almost, at some level, I forget, 98 or 99%, it becomes useful. It's so fascinating that they would be combining it with GPUs and CPUs. Yeah, interesting.
Right. You would think that maybe quantum would be a risk to GPUs and NVIDIA. Yeah. And it turns out maybe they're quite complementary.
Right.
So that's interesting. Again, further market expansion. There's a theme here, Randy.
Right. Yeah.
Right. AI, the new industrial revolution. So we've got these different types of models. Most of us are familiar with large language models, right? But there's all kinds of other models that are designed for different things. The model that Tesla uses for self-driving in the cars is not a large language model.
Right.
Right. So don't just think of AI as one thing. It's multiple different types of AI. And of course, the applications of that is basically in everything. There's 8 examples here, but there's so much more.
And to give a really concrete example, talking about SpaceX again, Elon said, I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago, he said, we haven't used AI in Starship yet.
Yeah.
So the design, the development, the material science, all the stuff that they're doing has all been done with traditional computers and have not gone to AI yet. So imagine the potential to, accelerate what they're doing using AI.
And of course, to get all this, you need what Jensen calls an AI factory, right? It's a large data center. This is what people focus on when they say is an AI bubble. I'm here to say, in no uncertain terms, that is utterly ridiculous. That's like saying we invented electricity and some people have it and we're building some factories that have it. And you know what? We've overbuilt.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. We haven't overbuilt electricity today yet. And
No.
It's been going on for a long time. So it is absolutely silly and actually, I think, stupid to suggest that we're in an AI bubble.
No.
It's fundamentally misunderstanding what's happening here.
Right.
Right. Now, it's probably healthy from an investment standpoint to think, worry about bubbles and all that kind of stuff. That's fine.
Right.
Right. But we're not in an AI bubble.
So somebody gave, I can't remember which podcast I was listening to, gave a great example of a use case, which makes it so clear that we're nowhere near having enough. And this was in terms of stargazing. So there are telescopes in space and telescopes on the ground that are recording hundreds, thousands of hours of what's happening in the skies every day. You would take billions of human hours to be able to just review what we're already collecting.
Yep.
But AI could get in there and start reviewing it very, very rapidly. And so it could find all kinds of anomalies or things that are happening that a human eye would either not pay attention to or just would not have time to get to.
That's right. That's one
just
small
one
example.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one huge example, but it's actually one small example.
Right.
Right. We're talking about the vastness of space. I guess it's one huge example. But yeah, this is, and I think I still struggle with this, and I think I get it more than most, perhaps. But we are fundamentally rewriting virtually everything and how we do everything.
Right.
Right. This is a different form of computing, number one. And number two, we're developing a whole new things that have never existed before. The opportunity, the investment need here is absolutely massive, and I believe we're just getting started. Now, what's amazing is for NVIDIA, the CapEx spend, and he's showing here, this is Amazon, CoreWeave, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Oracle. So it's just, 6 companies. Those 6 companies this year are going to spend about $443 billion in CapEx.
Yeah.
Yeah, 550 next year, 630. I bet the 2026 and 2027 numbers here are proven to be low.
Right.
Look at the increase we've had since 23 of 133 billion to 270 last year and 443 this year. They would probably spend more if they could, if the chips and the systems were available. They would spend. It's pretty amazing. And of course, here's another sort of stylized way of thinking what's going on. We're replacing general purpose computing with accelerated computing, which is GPU, right, systems. But on top of all that is then all of the new AI applications. And that chart to me should be much more vertical than it's showing.
Yeah.
Right. The opportunities here are enormous. Think about the compute that we need for self-driving cars and robots and all those things. And that's just part of it.
Yeah. Jensen mentioned it a couple of times ago. I've heard other people mention it, but it's way bigger than I think people are giving it credit for. The sovereign nations requirements for these GPUs is massive.
Yeah.
And they haven't started buying yet.
No.
The United States is just yesterday, Jensen announced, maybe you're going to talk about that the United States is going to buy, I forget, 9 or 10 or 8, I forget, of these systems, these supercomputers. But every country in the world basically has a need to do this.
Yeah.
And again, you can think of it militarily. It's always interesting to think about that, is if you got all this data coming in from what's happening in the field, but you can't process it fast enough, and the other guy can process the data he's getting from the field faster than you, you're toast.
That's right. That's right. No, that's exactly right. Unfortunately, that part of his presentation fell to the cutting room floor, Randy. So thank you for bringing that up.
All right.
Yeah. No, there's too much in here really to talk about.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what does this actually mean for NVIDIA? Well, something remarkable is happening. They're seeing a massive, explosive growth in their revenues and earnings.
Right.
So they're saying here that their last lineup of GPUs, the Hopper line, over the lifetime from 2023 through 2025, generating 100 billion in revenue, and they sold 4 million GPUs.
Right.
Okay, great systems, great computers.
Yeah.
This new one, this Blackwell system, okay, they have visibility now into $500 billion of revenue.
Right.
They've already shipped 6 million, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they have visibility to 20 million GPUs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this order book isn't closed yet. Like this is still,
right. Yes.
we're still counting. Right. And my guess is that the next system in 2027 to 2028, right, will be probably, again, similarly higher than this.
Right. Right.
Could have $1 trillion plus order book for that. The size of this is staggering.
Yeah.
No wonder the company's valued at 5 trillion.
Right.
Right. So this is an example of an AI-powered company that is executing on all cylinders right now. There's more to come. Not just from them, but from other companies that are going to use AI apply AI to their business and have this kind of growth.
Right.
Certain company that rhymes with Tesla. And then he also mentioned that there's a whole sort of ecosystem now, startups that are building on NVIDIA's systems. So they're becoming the de facto standard for virtually everything.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
The future is here. The singularity is coming. Grab your copy today, available now on Amazon in Kindle, print, or Audible. Unlock the future, one page at a time. What will you build tomorrow?